Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
Dollar General has stopped the use of self-checkouts in 12,000 of its stores, leaving them in only a handful of shops. It is by far the biggest U-turn by a major retailer on the controversial technology, and details are outlined in an internal staff manual uncovered by DailyMail.com. The value store spent millions of dollars installing the self-checkouts, but since then has seen thefts soar. Bosses say shoplifting linked to the kiosks was the main reason profits fell earlier this year. Rather than stripping out self-checkouts, stores will now have them cordoned off and customers directed to use the remaining traditional manned lanes. But if lines for those grow, Dollar General workers will temporarily open what used to be the self-checkouts and scan items for shoppers. Customers are not be allowed to use them on their own, according to the staff manual. Used in this way, with staff operating them, the old self-checkouts are known as Linebuster registers, the staff manual explains. It says, Linebuster register assistance is needed when 3 or more customers are in line at a primary register. It goes on to explain that staff should operate it as if it were a normal register, engaging with the customer throughout the transaction and thanking them when they leave. The registers can take all forms of payment apart from checks. Cash is fed into a slot and change returned. There is a customer frequently asked questions section in the document for staff to help deal with shoppers. When asked, "Why are you insisting on helping? Don't you trust me?" staff must say, "Of course we trust you. We just want to assist you and improve our service." Dollar General began aggressively rolling out self-checkout kiosks in 2022. By early the next year, they were in just over 2/3 of its 20,000 stores. It even piloted shops with just the stations. CEO Todd Vasos said that the hurried U-turn in recent months was driven by wanting to cut rising shrink, the retail term for theft. He said that they have been removed from 12,000 stores, meaning only a few hundred still have them. Vasos was updating investors and analysts on May 30th, after the retailer released its earnings for the 3 months to May 3rd. Sales rose 6% to $9.9 billion, but profit fell 26%. He said self-checkouts will only be available in a limited number of stores, most of which are higher volume and low shrink locations. Self-checkouts were introduced as a way to cut lines, boost efficiency in store and reduce staffing numbers, and boomed in popularity during the COVID-19 pandemic. But the backlash against self-checkouts is growing, with shoppers and store staff alike turning on them. Customers feel like they are being made to work for free, while store bosses blame them for a jump in theft. Walmart, America's biggest retailer, has removed them completely from at least 6 stores this year. Target has done so for at least one shop, even after committing to them in all its 2,000 stores as recently as March. At the time it rolled out a 10-item limit to make the lines move faster. Kroger also added traditional checkout lanes at a store in Texas where it had previously been offering only self-checkout machines, the Dallas Morning News reported. Meanwhile, Costco started placing additional staff in self-checkout areas to supervise shoppers and ensure all items were being scanned correctly. Vasos was asked what Dollar General had seen in the 12,000 stores. "There is no doubt we're getting positive customer feedback across the board on the 9,000 and quite frankly, some of the 3,000 that we did in May," he said. Consumers like the interaction at the front of the store. Dollar General were approached for comment on Tuesday but did not respond.